Hey guys, Stacy Coward. Today I want to talk to you about accountability, and taking accountability for your own life. I'm going to discuss 4 points. Own it, eat it, fix it, and stick to it. When we think about what accountability is, it means that someone is saying that I am making sure that you are following through with this. It means that we have identified what the problem is. You're willing to accept those responsibilities, you're willing to fix it, and you're willing to stick to it. We think about accountability. Accountability has been one of the most key factors for change and allowing you to grow and develop as a person. Many times when you think about accountability, the first problem is that people don't want to own the responsibility that they have to be accountable for their own lives. Nobody is going to make you get up in the morning and go to where you need to be. You have to own the responsibility of doing the things. Nobody's going to make you pay your car note, make you pay your light bill, make you improve your quality of life. Nobody can make you do that. You have to own it yourself and say, this is something that I want to do. You have to buy into it. And as we mean about, you actually own it. It's your responsibility. When you look around a space, it could be something as simple as, your home. You have to own that space. You have to own, you have to look around your home and say, okay, this is my home. I'm going to make sure that the curtains are the way that I want them to be, that the house is clean. Or it could be a job, a responsibility at a job. And, you, instead of you walking and stepping over the paper because you own the space, you don't step over the paper. You pick the paper up because you own it. Going into your car, you look in your car and it might be some a can or something that's there that you drank from. You have to own it to say, you know what, this is my car. I'm gonna keep my car clean, and so I'm gonna take the responsibility to pick this piece of can up and put it in here. That's that's the major dilemma when I'm trying to assist people in accountability, is that they won't own the fact that it's them. That you could possibly be the problem in the situation. You could be the reason why things aren't working. So you have to own your portion of responsibility in it and own it all. Like, you don't have to point fingers and say because they didn't do it or because they didn't do it. You have to own what you are responsible for. You have to own the fact that the reason why you're being treated the way you're being treated is because you letting somebody treat you like that. You have to own it. Then the next thing is you have to eat it. And when we talk about eating it, it's like, what do you mean eat it? Well, humble pie really doesn't taste that good. Like that's why they call it humble pie, because in order to be humble and eat something that you really don't want to eat, it's hard to swallow it. And sometimes you have to eat the fact that you wrong. They not wrong, you wrong. You have to eat the fact that you are where you are because it's your fault. You have to eat the fact that, so not only you have to own it, you got to eat it, digest it, put it in your system, think about it, don't try to fight it. Just eat it, take it. Just like, you know what? This is all me. This is my issue. This is my problem. I have to eat this. I have to chew this up and swallow it and know that I'm here because I'm here. I've swallowed a lot of wrong stuff, and now I have to swallow the fact that I've done this wrong for a long time, and I got to get it right. So you do have to just, when I say eat it, what eat it means is that you're not fighting somebody that's telling you that you're wrong. Like, you may say, okay, you're right. It's my problem, but you haven't ate it yet. You haven't digested it. You haven't thought about the fact that all the stuff that's going on in your life is a result of your lack of something, or because you did something. You haven't eaten that, and you haven't taken on the responsibility. So you may own it, but you haven't really thought it through. You haven't thought about all the people that are affected because of your lack of commitment or your lack of, motivation. All the people that are dependent on you. All the things that you could have done, you haven't eaten that part of it. You got to eat it. You got to look around and say, like, my credit is the way that my credit is because I failed with this, and I have to eat the fact that I spend my money every time I get it. I don't pay my bill on time, and because of that, I got the repo man coming. I got the light bill man coming. I have all these different things. It's not that you didn't have the money. It's one thing if you didn't have the money, but you actually had the money and you took the money and spent it somewhere. You got to eat that. That's, and if you don't eat that and know that you messed up on that, then you're not going to fix that. So that, which takes me to the next part of being able to fix it. Until you own it and eat it, you can't even fix it. So fixing it is actually the easiest part, because you have different people. Once you admit, okay, I got this issue, and then you owned it, and then you eat it. In other words, I thought it all the way through. Okay, fixing it. You got all kind of resources. After you have eaten it and you've discovered what your problem is, then you need to fix it, actively fix it. And that doesn't mean just saying, okay, I'm going to change today. No, read a book, watch a video, go to some people that know more than you know about it. Have people around you that are helping you to fix it. Let them look at it. If you're fixing your credit, be humble enough to go to somebody and say, I have a problem with this. Can you help me to fix this? If you're fixing your house, I can remember being a very young woman, and I had a cousin of mine that came over to the house, and I had small kids at that time. When I say small, like newborn, 1 year old, 2 years old. And I remember not knowing how to get out of the bed, make the bed, get the dishes, put them in the sink, wash the dishes, take care of them, and do all the stuff that I was doing. And my cousin came over, and she said to me, as soon as your feet hit the floor, turn around and make the bed right then. And she said, then you have to worry about it. And she said, as soon as you use that bowl, instead of putting it on the dresser, take it and put it in the kitchen sink and wash it right there, and put it in the tray or put it in the dishwasher. Then it's done. She said, don't leave anything. She said, as soon as you get up in the morning and you out of the bed, don't do anything. She said, turn around and make the bed right then. And I was so glad that I had somebody in my life that actually could show me. And I was glad that I was humble enough to let her tell me, as soon as you take your clothes off, don't just lay them on a chair. Take the clothes and stick them in the dirty clothes basket. And the ones that you hang it up immediately. Don't lay it across the chair. And I was a young woman. I was like 20, 21 years old at that time. And I was glad that I was able to listen to this other grown woman, and I call myself grown, teaching me how to fix my life. And then I've used that throughout, when I was working on my credit, I had somebody and I had somebody to look at my bank account, and it was embarrassing because they got to be able to see all them overdraft fees. I'm keeping it real with y'all. Y'all know I keep it real. But they got to be able to see all them overdraft fees and return on sufficient funds and, all this stuff. And you out spending money at McDonald's. And I'm talking about myself now, all the crazy spending that I was doing. And they had to point out to me, look at all these times that you was like here, just all these. And she said, that was like $400 worth of nothing spending that you did. So they had to show me how to fix it. So you can't fix this on your own. You have to have people around you that's going to assist you to fix it, but you have to be vulnerable enough to allow people to show you how to fix it. And you want to get around people that know how to fix it. You don't want to just show people your stuff just for the sake of showing it. Show somebody your stuff that you trust, that they know more than you on it. It's not just about pulling it out and showing it to your, a friend of yours. If they don't have more than you have, they're not the people to show it to. You need to show your stuff to somebody who has more than you have. So if you're trying to get a new car and you have a friend in your circle that has a new car, that's the person you want to show it to. And then the last thing is to stick to it. And which could actually be the hardest thing. It takes 30 days to establish a habit, 60 days for it to, actually be something that you are doing every day. And then after 90 days, you should be in a groove with it. But then it really isn't real until you can look up and 6 months later, you're still doing it. And 1 year later, you still are doing it. That's how we establish habits, but it has to be every single day. I do this for 30 days, every day. This is the stick to it part. Every day, whatever it is that you say that you are fixing in your life, you got to do it every single day. And it doesn't matter if it's 5 minutes or 10 minutes, but you have to do it consistently. If it's something that you do every day, I'm give you a small example of, like, say that you're going to save money. You say, I'm going to save money. Well, every single day you got to drop, I don't care if you drop a dime in that jar every day. You want to make sure you go and touch that jar every day for 30 days. I'm going to put a dime in here. I'm going to put a dime in here. And after 30 days, you are starting to establish a pattern. But it's 60 days for it to be a hard habit for you. So that means, you might not have $1 to put in a jar every day, but pick up a penny, pick up something. And what'll happen is your thinking will trigger you to touch that jar every day. Even if it's a penny that you're putting in, a dime you're putting in, $1 you're putting in, $10 you put in, $20, but every day I got to go back to that jar and I got to touch that jar at 5 o'clock or at the end of my day. That's part of my end of the day routine. So sticking to it is about you establishing patterns for habits. And those habits actually become your lifestyle after you establish those habits. So it's a pattern that you'll establish, which will go to a habit, and then that habit will actually develop into a lifestyle that you live in. So I hope that you understanding how to own things, own your responsibility, eat it, which is to think about it, fix it, have people around you that can help you, and stick to it. Get patterns, get habits, and establish lifetime changes for your life. I hope this video has helped you today. If you like it, please subscribe, pass it on, and like it below. And again, we thank you for letting us help you to retool your life today. Bye-bye.